So, on that note of the animal slaughter on service roads, apparently that same friend stopped on another service road somewhere in Vaudreuil, somewhere I live. And in order to not hit some creature which took the form of a groundhog, he just kind of just stood on the side and waited for it to just cross the road. And like, I'm pretty sure there was like a lineup and buildup of cars behind him. But at one point, like against his efforts to like hold back the line, some old guy like just cut everyone off and was fed up and wasn't patient enough to wait. He just fucking bolted down that fucking road and apparently hit the groundhog dead on and slaughtered the shit. My friend, like, dude, he says, like, in his own words, he said it was like the most graphic and scarring experience he had ever lived through. Like, apparently there was blood like everywhere. It was terrible. Everyone was like yelling out their window and shit, like, you fucking old guy, piece of shit. Stuff like that.
Is this the same friend
no,
that hit the raccoon?
Yeah, it was the same friend.
So why was that the most traumatizing thing? Wouldn't it be like hitting the raccoon?
I'm pretty sure it's still alive. I'm not gonna lie. Probably deformed and shit, but still alive. But he's pretty unlucky. I'm not gonna lie. 2 animals in a row. Come on.
Oh man.
Come on, dude.
The best part about that story, he took form of groundhog. I just picture like this other being suddenly transforming into a groundhog. So this summer I partook in this landscaping job, 5 days a week, you know, 7 in the morning to 6 at night. So I was pretty tired all the time. And we had this dump truck. Now this dump truck is easily like made in 1993. Honestly, I don't think it's younger than that. So it's a fucking old truck, and something went wrong, and we got a guy to come and fix it. I say that with air quotations, because he reinstalled like a module, and the module, what it is kind of like the car's computer, and he installed it right next to the engine. Now the engine, as anybody knows, it gets fucking hot. It's super fucking hot. So if the module like goes anywhere near heat, it starts to like overheat and the truck just turns off. It just dies. So this fucking genius installs the module right next to the engine so that during the summer when it's like 30 to 40 degrees like Celsius, for those of you who know that, I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, fuck you guys. He installs the module right next to the engine, so every about 5-10 minutes this truck is dying. And we're really skeptical at this point, my friend and I, because my friend and I joined another one of our friends and his father for this landscaping job. It was his father's company, and so my friend and I just joined it for the summer, so we were both really new. So one day they left us with the dump truck at a job site, and then they told us to go all the way downtown, which was about a 45-minute drive from where we were. Now with this dump truck, we were really skeptical about driving this shit, because it was, oh man, this thing felt like a death box. Like before the module was installed. And like we knew it would die at some point, but we prayed that it wouldn't die.
Did it die?
And so we're traveling on the highway. We're in the middle lane in a three-lane road, and all of a sudden we hit a little bit of traffic and we slow down a tiny bit. We were going 100 kilometers per hour at this point. We slow down to about 90, 85, and then all of a sudden the truck shuts off. It just shuts off in the middle of the fucking highway.
Shit.
It's like, what? Like, my friend was driving and he's sitting there and he looks at me, he's like, no fucking way. I'm like,
no.
I look at him and I'm like, what? He's like, the truck died, dude. I'm like, no fucking way. He's like, what the fuck do we do, man? He's like panicking. I'm like, I'm panicking too. I'm like, we're going 85 on a highway and it's busy. It's like I said, there's traffic. So as we start to approach the traffic, because we're still like gliding, because the car just doesn't go from 85 to 0. We're still like gliding on the highway. We're starting to approach traffic.
Oh, dude.
He like pumps the brakes to like try and slow it down.
Oh my god.
And it starts to slow down and then come to a complete stop. And I'm just sitting there thinking like, oh, what the fuck do we do? What the fuck do we do? I'm like, yo, pop the hood. He's like, what? Like, he's sitting there, like, reaching for his phone, trying to call our boss. We're on the middle of the busiest fucking highway. And he's trying to call our boss. And I'm like, no, just pop the hood. So he pops the hood, and I grab my jug of water. And I go, and I look, and I find the module. And, like, this thing looks hot. Like, there's steam emitting from the fucking module. Dude. I'm like... This can't be good. So I just take the jug and I just start dumping water on it.
It's pretty smart, actually.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
like it was pretty cold because it was like this big cooler.
Yeah.
So I just dumped the cold water on it. Slam the hood down, get back in the truck. He turns the key and boom, it starts. No we're like, yes, like we're fucking golden. We're like, yeah. Like my friend is like, oh man, you're a hero. Like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, just drive, man. It's gonna die again. Just fucking drive, please. And he starts driving again. 5 minutes later, still in traffic, dies again. We're like, Jesus, how the fuck do we get out of here? So I go. He opens the hood again. I pour like half of my bottle of water, and this is like 30. This is a 35-degree Celsius day. So I needed every drop of water that I could get, but I was dumping my water onto this module.
God.
So after I dumped like double what I had dumped before, we kept driving and we finally made it to our destination. But we needed our boss to come and like get us all the way downtown, and he was 45 minutes away. So we needed him to bring like bags of ice, and we like just placed the bags of ice on top of this module and drove.
That's insane.
That's how we got around for like 3 weeks this summer.
What with ice?
Yeah, ice on the module. Right next to the engine. We just had like big plastic bags of ice right next to the engine.
The more you know. Alright, if ever your car overheats, put some bags of ice. It'll fix it.
Are you ready, kids? Aye, aye.